be here. Hello, everybody. It's also, as Leonie said before, it's my first time as well on one of these prayers, but I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys and potentially, coming on here every week or when I can. This is awesome. I love prayer. You guys speak my language, so I'll start and just tell you a bit more about the CEC Trust. A lot of you would have known it to have been Bible in schools before. If I say that name, then a lot of you will probably say, oh yeah, I had that at school. So CEC stands for the the Church's Education Commission. And that's what the trust stands for. And we've been existing for over 100 years. And I've had the privilege for the last year and a half to be a presenter for Launchpad, or the Old Bible in Schools. And recently I've taken up the role as the regional leader for Waikato. So I'm getting new volunteers rallied up and new schools that's coming on board. And it's very exciting to see just the work of God grow. And it's been great. So basically, the CEC Trust has three legs at the moment, or two main legs, which is called Launchpad, and the other side is called Lifewalk. So part of Launchpad is then obviously, as you guys know, the Old Bible in Schools, and we reach hundreds of children all over New Zealand with a 30-minute value-based program. And it's all based on biblical principles. So we tell them the Bible story, and then we attach a value to that. And then we talk about life application. What does that look like? So, for instance, we'll talk about jealousy or being a good friend, being resilient, how to just navigate through everyday life. And it's great. All Kiwis want our kids to have good values. So it's a privilege to go into schools and to teach all of these Tamarikis to have good values, and it's based on biblical Bible stories, which is awesome. And that is happening in private schools. There's even been homeschooling schools that's been doing it, and a lot of our government schools. It's now an opt-in program. So in 2019, it changed its name from Bible in Schools to Launchpad. And the whole idea of Launchpad being where it's a pad where a rocket shoots up into the sky, and we want our children to shoot up and reach for the stars and be amazing kids, just like God created them to be. So we've got lots of volunteers, and it will be amazing if you guys can pray for, I'll mention that later on all our prayer points, but yeah, we need more volunteers. We need more schools to sign up to make the work happen. So this is the one leg. The other leg is Lifewalk. And Lifewalk, we have chaplains, or they've also known as wellness mentors in schools. And we place chaplains in schools probably once a week for about 4 hours at a time. Some schools want them twice a week for 2 hours at a time, but that's sort of what we try and give the schools. And these chaplains go in and they just spend some time with the children on the playground. Some of our chaplains get referrals from the teachers, and they spend some time with children to just navigate through life, just being a person to talk to other than their parents and their teachers. And they have great responsibility dealing with these children. The other hand that we've taken, part of Lifewalk, is called Seasons for Growth. And this is an amazing 8-week program where we deal with grief. So it could be in any form and shape: death in the family, sickness, losing a tooth, cancer, moving houses, immigration, anything that grief could trigger in a child's life. And then they go on this 8-week journey with a companion to then help them navigate through this grief process. And it's called Seasons because we navigate through the seasons with them. And yeah, so those are the two big legs that we deal with. And yeah, this is basically what we do. prayer points that we really need you guys to pray with us for. Like I've just said before, just having the freedom to be in schools, for that to carry on would be amazing. Protection and wisdom to stand against opposition from secular groups and individuals. There's lots of prayer around that, and just for it to stay in schools, and us being able to actually have Christian-based education in a school is amazing. And just continuing prayer for that. Praise of encouragement and blessing for our incredible volunteers, of course, that serve so generously every week. Praise of just committed Launchpad presenters and chaplains to then come on board and join us. So always looking for some new volunteers and chaplains to come on board. And of course, praying for open doors in schools, so that schools will accept us and be happy for us to come into their schools. And then, just thanking God for generous funders, because without them, we won't be able to do what we're doing. And they've just, and for us being faithful stewards of these funds as well in God's kingdom. So that's pretty much what we do. And I think we can open for any questions if somebody wants to know something.
I was just going to ask about the chaplains. Are they trained chaplains that go into the school, or do you train them?
That's a very good question, Helen. Yes. Sorry, I didn't touch on that one. All our volunteers are trained and equipped. We are actually going up to Auckland in October, and we've got about 7 from Waikato going up, so that's very exciting. And yes, it's about 3 full days of training for chaplains to go up. They go up in person. Sometimes we do it online over a few weeks, and we do 2 hours per week. But it's trained, and we actually do charge our chaplains for the training, but a lot of the churches actually would like to sponsor them, to cover their funds. And then with the same with our presenters, even though they're volunteers, we train them so that they know. And there's a curriculum for Launchpad that is for year 1 to year 8 school level children. So they have got we call it a toolbox that they can access online, and they would get the curriculum where they can prepare for what they're doing, and they get trained as well. So nobody gets paid in this position, which is amazing. We are so thankful for so many volunteers. And I think another point on prayer would be for young ones also to come on board, because as young adults, often they don't have the time to take off work. But my prayer and Leonie's prayer at the moment is for employees or business owners to actually see the value in giving their staff an hour free a week just to go and serve in the community at a school as a chaplain.
Wow.
Yeah.
Approximately how many schools would be involved?
I'll have to look that one up nationally, but at the moment in Waikato, we've got 42 Launchpad schools and 110 Launchpad presenters in the Waikato.
Desiree, could I just ask you, are there many schools still doing classrooms, Launchpad in the classrooms, as opposed to large group lunchtime programs?
Yeah, Bronwyn, it used to be more a classroom, and it used to be a few kids. Or in the start of Bible in schools, it used to just be the whole class, right? And then it became an opt-out position. So some kids would then opt out and walk out of the classroom while they present. And then from 2019, when Launchpad changed to the name of Launchpad, it's now an opt-in program, which now means they tick the box the same as swimming or kapa haka or anything else. They'll tick the box of Launchpad. And so it means that some schools have a very small amount of kids that still get together in classrooms, and there might be 5 to 15 kids in a classroom, and that program looks a little bit different to a lunchtime program. We tend to be moving more to lunchtime programs because teachers tend not to have a lot of free class time to give up because of the curriculum they have to get through. So what we're seeing is that there's more and more lunchtime programs. However, I think with a lunchtime program, you've got probably the hall and a bigger group of kids that can be reached. For instance, at the Cambridge school, they started as 20 kids the first day. This was last year, term 1. And after term 2, we were 80 kids coming together in one school, which is absolutely amazing. Sometimes we lose a few of them halfway through, but it's okay. We still average between 40 and 60 kids at this one school. So I think it's in the future we might have more lunchtime programs. But yeah, I think a bit of both, Bronwyn, at the moment. It's sort of half and half, I think.
I have a very quick one. Particularly the 8-week course on grief and loss, and knowing how painful grief is for children, including the loss of pets. Is that program run anywhere else other than schools?
Yes, it is a national program.
Oh, great.
It originated in Australia and it's brought to New Zealand, and it operates outside of Lifewalk as well. As we just took hands with them because we just feel it's a really good tool to use. And a lot of our chaplains will then be trained as Seasons for Growth companions. But yeah, anywhere else in New Zealand, you'll be able to. Yeah, Sue Millen is the lady. If any of you want to just Google it, Seasons for Growth, it will come up, and it's got its own website as well.